Okay, this is most side one setter system video. My name is Stefano. I'm going to explain you our Panthers position for one setter system. So first of all, this is the ball. Okay, as you can see, this is the court. Then we have the net in here. Then we have 3 meters line here and 3 meters line here. Our team, of course, is going to stay in this side of the court. So we start with the setter, always position 1. Then we have the opposite in position 4. Then we have an outside player, position 2, and the other outside player, position 5. Then we have 2 middles, the first one in position 3, and the second one in position 6. We start with the side out, okay? This video actually shows you just the side out. So we are always receiving. According to the setter, then we have the other 5 players that they have to set up themselves to cover the setter and to make sure they receive properly the ball. Okay. So, setter in position 1, the other team serve. What we have to do? First thing, cover the setter. So you have to move slightly this player here. Okay. And the outside player, especially cover setter. Then we have these 4 people, main receivers, and as well a middle player for tips. Okay. So as far as the ball has been touched, we want the setter to go in position between position 2 and 3, ready to set. The first ball, the opposite stays in 4 and the outside player stay in 2. Middle and the other outside player, they defend. The other middle is ready to hit. Then the setter, as is backcourt, remember, always the first thing has to do is defend. So once he sets or she sets, he or she goes back to defend, okay? So let's say the ball is being here, we create the action, we hit, but they took again the ball. So the setter is going back to defend, this player swaps, and ready to block. The block here, the block here, and then we have 3 main receivers, setter included, okay? If the setter takes the ball, of course, is shouts help, and somebody else needs to set. So now we rotate once. In this case, you have the setter in position 6. So, and the other team is serving, okay? Setter goes next to the opposite in position 3. Then we create a big hole here, so we have to cover it. Moving the middle player here, the other outside player here. The other middle player in front court stay just behind the 3 meters line, as far as the ball has been touched from there, so it's coming. On the outside, opposite player, goes in position 2. Setter is ready to set from position between position 2 and 3. The middle player ready in position 3 to hit, and the outside player ready to hit from position 4. These are the 2 main receivers. Okay? And before that, remember to start in this position, okay? So we have the middle here and 3 main receivers. Middle front court, tips for the opposite, and 3 main receivers. Then we rotate once. So now we have the setter in position 5. They are serving. So the setter will stay close to the middle player in the front court. No, it is this middle player, not anymore this one. Close to the middle player, right on the 3 meters line. Then we have the outside player going back here to receive, the other outside player ready to receive, a middle player as well ready to receive. Opposite is already in position 2, so we don't really have to do anything, just be ready anytime, of course. So as far as the ball has been touched, the setter goes between position 2 and 3, middle player ready to hit from position 3, opposite and outside player ready to hit from position 4. Okay. Of course, when the ball has been passed, then we made the action, we hit, but they have the ball again. What we have to do is we go back always like this, okay, ready to receive. I want always people to be ready to take any kind of ball up and make sure we defend the setter, even though the setter, if he's backcourt, is the first thing he has to do is defend, right? So we rotate once again. Okay, so now we have the setter in position 4, front court. When the setter is front court, is front court, sorry, the things are a bit easier. So again, side out. So this team serves. What we have to do, we want the middle player stay here. Okay, so the setter can go position 2. No, sorry. From this position, we have just slightly to move right here. The middle player then is going to take some balls here, just the tips, and this opposite outside player, sorry, is going to receive right here. So again, middle player and setter, they are together, but just on the other way around to respect the rotation. Then we have the opposite player here, already position 2, but is backcourt now, okay, because was serving. So if the setter has to set, remember that is backcourt. Then we have middle player receiving and 2 outside player receiving. So as far as the ball has been touched, the setter can go here, middle player just ready position 3, and as well opposite outside player ready to hit from position 4. Okay, so we're going to have this kind of situation then. Again, setter is here, middle player outside they should be here, but it can't stay here because the rotation is respected, as you can see. Setter, middle, and outside. Then we have the backcourt, the other outside, middle player, and opposite. Okay, tips are for opposite here and middle here. Right, we rotate once. So we rotate once, and we have the setter now in position 3. They serve. So what we have to do is setter has to stay mostly here. Middle player ready to receive. We have outside player here. The other middle, opposite, and the other outside. Is, I think, the easiest position this way. The setter doesn't have to cover anything. We have 5 players ready to defend. Mostly receivers are always backcourt, okay? These 2 players, middle and outside, tips. Okay, of course, when the ball has been served, the middle goes in here, and then the opposite can go from hitting position 2. Don't be bothered too much about backcourt hitting at the moment. Okay, make sure we know the positions for defending. Okay, we rotate once. Okay, this is the last position for side out. So we have the setter in position 2, and the other team is serving. So setter position 2, we have 3 main receivers here, okay. The middle in front court stay next to the net. The outside player goes a bit back here, so he's ready to hit from position 4. And then we have this kind of situation in receiving. Once again, if you want, we will find out if it's worth to move this player here, ready to hit the opposite player. At the moment, again, remember, this is the receiving positions, okay? So the ball has been touched, the middle goes straight here, outside player ready to hit, and 3 main receivers. Setter as well, ready to set. Okay, this I think is the last position. Of course, if you have any questions, just let me know. Thanks a lot.